Man, I'm talking about, bro, America just on one right now. And I feel like these type of situations right here, I feel like are not good and already in the turmoil that we've been dealing with, So you already know, man, who it is, bro. It's the Big Brothers Podcast. We back with another episode, man. Y'all already know it's been a lot going on, bro, this past weekend, bro. A lot of good fights that happened this weekend. Also, man, our president or former president, bro, got shot at, man. So, we about to talk about all this, dog. So make sure y'all tap in, man. But before we get started, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share the video, man. We do have an opponent, even though I cannot say who it is and I can't say where it's at, I can definitely confirm that we had signed the contract and the UFC then gave me a great name. And I really feel like this name is definitely going to be able to solidify myself, man, in the rankings and really kind of show y'all, that I'm really about that life and that we on this road to go and we definitely finna take the throne. So I'm glad I got the right people around me and the right team around me. And like I said, we constantly building and we doing the right things right now in order for us to get where we trying to go. So yet again, we appreciate every single one of you guys that tap in with us, that come into the YouTube channel, man, and kind of just really support us how y'all should, because these numbers, they got to go up. Let's run it.
All right. UFC was in Denver this past weekend. What do you think about the fight? We'll start with Abdul Razak Hassan, one of your good friends.
Yeah, my buddy, man.
Tell him much with your name on it. And Cody Brundage. The fight lasted all of 37 seconds. What are your thoughts?
In good Razak fashion, another fight done in the first round, right? But, of course, Razak Al Hassan, man, we fought back in 2021, where we went viral. I brought my boy, Commander Brown out there to, man, really get the job done for us, so survival tactics really came in. But Razak said he was fighting a lot of emotions in this fight. He was dealing with a lot of things, and that he really felt like that he wanted to put it out there in the cage, man, and really, kind of showcase his talents and abilities. But, unfortunately, man, you got to watch where your elbows 12-6 go, you know what I'm saying? And the fight can end early in the worst way, So, shout out to Cody Brundage, though, because we definitely going to get him an award for what he was doing as well, Because at the end of the day, man, he had enough time, man, to kind of like sit back and kind of get, because he was hurt now. Don't get it twisted.
Exactly.
That motherfucker was hurt,
definitely,
for sure. And that's why you seen him diving for the legs so hard and so heavy. But at the end of the day, we get 5 minutes now. Definitely if we get rocked to get hit with the illegal shot, they give us 5 minutes now to kind of recover and kind of, get our bearings together. But, nigga, if you don't want to fight, you don't want to fight, bro. You ain't got to waste everybody's time, bro. And, motherfuckers waiting. The doctor's like, nigga, you all right? You good? You good? And you just looking at it with a blank stare like, I don't know. You tell me, nigga. You tell me, am I all right?
Bro, it's the situation with Cody Brundage. It's not like this ain't the first. Like, this is the first time.
This ain't the first time?
This happened before.
Oh, my God.
In my opinion, and I'm not dissing Cody Brundage, the shots were illegal. He was getting fucked up before that, in all fairness to Razak Hassan. But he, in my opinion, he thought it was going to be a disqualification and you get a dub for that, right? Could have happened before. The referee, it was Dan Mergliotta, he put it as a no contest.
No contest.
So nobody wins.
Nah, yeah. Ain't nobody getting the bag. You know what I'm saying?
So, in my personal opinion, he was like, what happened? You knew what happened. Like, I don't think he was to the point where he was out. He was still holding on to the single leg. He was definitely compromised, but it wasn't just because of the illegal shots. It was mostly due to him. He was getting fucked up before that. It was not competitive.
No. I mean, they went straight to it, though, right? You know what I mean? Cody Brundage, he come out, 1-2 straight to a shot, right? And immediately in that shot, Razak was able to land one exchange, that really hurt Cody and had Cody on limp legs and shit like that. But once Razak kind of unleashed that little crazy little, barrage that he threw with the elbows, and Dan doing his job. He like, watch the back of the head.
He warned them.
He warned them a couple times,
because it was close. Some of them were close, and then he just went on and
just did it anyway, right? So Razak, man, you gotta calm yourself, man. No matter what emotions is going on, no matter the white girls bothering you, man. You in them clothes room with them. Look, man. You gotta stay safe, Razak, all right? And make sure, man, you give me 2 of them shirts, nigga. I like them motherfucking shirts. What did he say on the shirt, nigga?
I have no. What was it? What is it?
Bitch ass Buckley. I like that, man. I like that energy.
So,
man.
Question going forward for Abdul Razak Hassan. What do you see going for him? What do you see next for Cody Brundage? You feel like this makes it harder for him to get fights booked due to if it gets tough.
It might. You know, it's hard to tell. Definitely with both fighters like that. Yet again, because at the end of the day, regardless if we not happy with Cody doing what he doing, like, you know, at the end of the day, it was Razak that made the mistake. You understand? So, hey, let him run it back. You know, let them try to fix it. You know, in between each other. You know what I'm saying? The fight didn't last that long, so it ain't nothing just to run that shit back. You know, so that's the only thing I would have to say.
All right. Moving forward, second fight on the card was Julian Erosa versus Christian Rodriguez. What are your thoughts on that one?
Damn, who won that? Who won that one? It was by
Julian Erosa. He won by
submission.
Late in the first round.
Okay. I didn't really get to tap in too much on that one, man. So I'll let you go ahead and throw it, because, you know, I was just going back and forth. I ain't gonna lie, I was going back and forth on them cards.
It was cool. I mean, Erosa just kind of, in my personal opinion, kind of just dictated the range. Rodriguez had a harder time getting in, and then when the grappling came about, it just was over very, very quickly. He cinched up the choke, and I don't know.
That's a good finish.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was due to the altitude in Denver. I was just in Colorado. The air is a little different there, but he tapped immediately. It didn't seem like the choke was in like that deep, and he was already just like immediate. You know, so. It was an okay fight before that, you know, nothing crazy, in my personal opinion. You know.
Okay.
Next fight on the card, Gabriel Bonfim versus Ange Lusa.
That was a good little scrap.
Cool fight for sure. I was surprised to see Ange use the wrestling the way he did. You know, he's primarily a kickboxer from what I saw, and he had some success early on. But
Lusa, he got some good grappling. He got some good jiu-jitsu. But no, them boys was scrapping, man. They was putting up a good fight. I believe that Losa could have landed some decent like counter punches, you know, but he was like kind of so worried about getting hit.
Tentative,
obviously, right? Tentative to get hit, exactly, right? Because, you know, both of them definitely got some power, but man, he dropped his hands like crazy, man.
He just didn't look to be as crisp of a striker as Lusa. That's why I was surprised to see him like so grappling heavy. I realized Bonfim is just a big dude, and you know the range was a little different, but I was just surprised to see him not open up with his strikes. It was like,
because he could have got a good little situation out of that if he would have just, you know, kind of pulled the trigger in a couple of those situations, you know. But obviously, man, that's, you know, easier said than done when you in the middle of that motherfucking cage, you know what I'm saying, swinging and banging, you know. So that was a good little fight. Ooh-wee. But this fight right here, man, I'm going to go ahead and let you start this off, man, because, you know, we got some good things to say about this one.
Oh, he's
yeah.
Drew Dober versus John Silva. I keep calling him Gene, but yeah, no, this is a good fight for sure. Man,
talk about late notice too, man.
Yeah, when did he take the fight?
They said 9 days or something like that.
And this is going up a weight class. Like I didn't even realize that when I was like looking over everything that you know, he fights at featherweight and he took this at lightweight. And Drew Dober is as legit as they come, you know, as a real UFC lightweight fighter. You know what I mean? Like for him to do that and have this type of performance was ridiculous. I'm very
but it got fight of the night though. Yeah. So Drew Dober must have had some type of success.
Well, it wasn't very competitive. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, come on, Drew probably touched that nigga a little bit.
It was like 4-1, man.
About 4-1.
Yeah, it wasn't competitive. Now, when the fight happened, it was kind of funny because when I saw it, I was like, damn. Because I thought Charles and the Van guy, I forget his name, Joshua Van, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they got fight at night. Like, you know, Charles gonna get a bonus for that. Like, this and that. And then as soon as this fight happened, I'm like, yeah, Drew Dober finna get this bonus. You know, like it just seems like the UFC rewards people for getting their ass whooped, kind of. Like,
that's crazy.
Like, I'm just being honest. Like, as much as I like Drew Dober, he's a great fighter, great power, tough dude. Like that, the wound on his face.
So
like,
what you telling me, Edrick, is in my next fight, if I just go out there, nigga, get my ass whooped, nigga, and survive, but just get my ass whooped, nigga, I could possibly get a bonus.
I don't know if people would cheer for you for getting your ass whooped. I don't know if people like you like that, but for Drew Dober, for sure. It was in Denver.
Them niggas don't like you, bro.
Hometown crowd. No, they was fucking with Drew Dober. But every time Drew would do something, you know, because he would land here and there, but it was not. It wasn't like, to be quite honest, if it wasn't somebody as friendly as Drew Dober is, as a popular fighter, somebody that we all like, I don't think people would have been cheering like for Drew Dober at all. Like,
that would have been sad. Like
I was surprised. Like John Silva was stronger than him. He was throwing him around in situations where they'd clinch up. He would throw him to the floor, land 3-punch combinations, dip off, land kicks, pretty much whatever he wanted.
What
Great counter striker.
What landed the cut though? Because the cut was
so
nasty,
he landed like some spinning elbow. He was timing, so he was like countering with elbows from distance, like when Drew Dober would like kind of load up. Man, like whatever he wanted, to be quite honest. But he landed a series of elbows that opened it up. They looked at it, I want to say in the second round.
I think third.
In the second round,
they looked at it. Okay.
And they allowed him to come out for the third round.
I got you.
And John Silva just started targeting the cut. He kept landing the elbow. And you see him point to the ref, and he's like, hey, or point to Drew Dober, and he's like, hey. And the ref just keep letting it go. He hit him again, and then he's like, all right, I got to call in the physician. And it was worse than, who's the girl on the last card?
You talking about on that fight? In that fight, or just period?
She had a real bad cut. They wanted to keep it going. Jorgen was like, it went that bad. Drew Dober,
until they showed it.
Yeah, Drew Dober was worse than her. It was bad.
Yeah, I remember the cards you talking about.
But anyway, yeah.
But regardless though, like, damn man, when you see shit like that, bro, it just reminds you, nigga, this the fight game, boy. So you gotta tighten up with everything that you do, man, because at the end of the day, you never. Because it's funny how the guys that took the fights on let's say a week notice, right, or 7 days notice, on short notice, these are the guys that won. So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that feel like, oh, okay, the person that I'm going up against, you know what I'm saying, hasn't been prepared. Don't get it twisted. That motherfucker taking that fight for a reason,
100%.
So you always want to be dialed in at your finest, when you going out there. You never want to feel like you got an easy bag because somebody didn't took a short notice fight for you.
I mean, going on that, give Drew Dober his props though, for real, because he wanted to continue. And, for all of what John Silva was doing, Drew Dober was still trying to win, still trying to be competitive. So I think that means for something, and to take the fight against somebody, you just never know. But what are your thoughts on taking a fight short notice? You feel like you're at an advantage or disadvantage?
It all depends on how you working, right? Yet again, so if you working and you been in the gym and you been doing what you supposed to be doing, so you in great shape to fight, then hell yeah, take the fight. But some guys just be trying to take fights just for the opportunity and not being prepared for it, But in this game, even if you the person, so great example, Diego Lopez when he fought my man Dan Ige, he didn't have to take that fight against Dan Ige,
No.
But he's like, hey man, I'm here, man. I didn't train my butt off for this, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna make things happen. But some guys, they don't take the initiative that the person on short notice might have just been training just like, or as hard as you, just didn't have anything in preparation for the fight, you know what I mean? So it might be even just a bigger threat, But a lot of guys that think that guys that come on short notice, like, this nigga probably ain't got no gas tank and all that, and it makes them put them in a bad situation where they don't take the fight as serious as they would have against their original opponent, So, you can go either way with the short notices fight. It all depends on the person.
I agree. I felt like when I took fights on short notice, I was more confident. You have like less time to doubt yourself and second guess and to think. You just, all right, I'm finna go do what I'm doing. Like, I've been training. Now I'm just randomly just applying my training to fighting. Whereas like sometimes when you make like a camp about somebody, you start worrying about all the stuff that
be
they're
dreaming
good
about
at.
the nigga.
Yeah, the stuff they're good at, his strengths. You watching all this film and all this and that, and I just feel like sometimes it could be a benefit to not really watch anybody all that much. Just say, hey, I believe in my skills and ability. I'm just gonna go out there and fight.
And I mean, well, yet again, that plays a big part of it because it's the mental game. It's the mental strategy. There ain't not saying there ain't no strategy, but when you just got somebody that's right in front of you, you ain't done no film taping about them or you don't know nothing about them, bro, it's just a fight now, right? So it takes it all away. Yet again, when the person is on short notice and just hopping into a fight, they don't have to have that same anxiety and that same, feelings that you do after you've been preparing this whole time for this actual bout, while this other person is just taking on the opportunity and just stepping up, because again, it's just like, you've been dealing with all those emotions. You've been, telling your friends about this fight and and then a person on a weak notice like, all right, I raised my hand. I'm about to get this fight real quick, so they don't have to worry about any of that other additional stress that comes with fighting, So my biggest thing is not even just taking a short notice fight. It's like taking on a person, while you didn't have a fight camp and taking that short notice,
Well, and it's
on the other end.
It's kind of interesting if you think about it because, like, if you were to spar somebody, you wouldn't be like, hey, let me get a week. Let me get a month. Let me get 6 weeks. In fact, I'm gonna do a detailed study. Now we can't spar today. I have to watch film on you. I got to make sure I'm in shape. It's like you just spar. You just do the thing. So it's like, I feel like if you're confident enough to spar and feel like you're going to be competitive, like to take those opportunities when they make sense, right? like I feel like it's freeing because I feel like a lot in the sport is made of if you fail, and it's like not having a fear to fail is kind of like gratifying.
Yeah,
like,
it is.
Right.
But
moving forward.
And then, of course, you got the girls, man, the ladies.
Yeah, Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez. Now, which is funny because you mentioned earlier all the people who took it on short notice won, and Tracy Cortez is the only person, unfortunately, who did not. But she was actually, and which is weirder, she was more, probably more prepared. She was training for a fight, I believe. So Macy Barber and Rose Namajunas were supposed to have on this card, and I think Tracy was already preparing for something, and she just decided to fill in. They just scrapped one fight to make another.
Right.
But did you watch this one?
No, yet again, bro. I was asleep. I was knocked out, but yeah.
It was a good fight. Rose had a really dominant performance. Like I feel like with Rose Namajunas, you just never know quite what you're gonna get. At this stage of her career. I think this is her first consecutive win since 2021. Like, as good as they come when she's on, and then, can be as much off as a fighter can be. And that's just objective opinion. But I think she's one of the most talented for sure. Like, you watched the fight with her and, what's her name? She lost to her twice.
Zane.
No. She lost to her twice.
She lost to her twice.
Yeah.
Cortez.
Carla Esparza.
Yeah.
You would think, if just from an outside perspective, just watching the two fighters, if you thought Rose Namajunas was fighting Carla Esparza, I think majority of MMA fans who watch MMA would be like, oh, okay, the Rose is going to win. And Rose has one of the worst performances ever. And then she fights Tracy Cortez, who hasn't lost a fight since her first fight in MMA. And it was not competitive. She destroyed her. Fights Weili Zhang, who I consider to be probably the pound-for-pound best female fighter on the planet. Her, Valentina somewhere in that, at the time. And she knocks her out. Like, you just never know what you're going to get with Rose. But vintage Rose...
I seen the highlight though. Knocked that eyelash off her fucking head. Bro. I didn't know they could do that. Like, they don't check for that. Like,
they wear fake eyelashes and makeup. Like, that would probably put you at a major disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Your eye gets swelled up, and then you got the fake lash on. You got to take it off. But yeah, everybody was making fun, said that she beat the lashes off of it.
But hey, she stepped up for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Even though you got your ass whooped.
No. I mean, she was game in the fight. It just. Rose started early, landing her combinations, getting takedowns. I thought Tracy Cortez would have done a little better defending takedowns. But, once you give up three...
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. They need to get back together.
He's her Undertaker.
Yeah, man, because look here. I mean, they ain't been right, niggas, since they left each other, boy. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Brian Undertaker, boy, was out here missing weight, He wanted to give his money up to the Colt, Like, I was like, boy, they got to get back together, get their career going, man. I ain't gonna stunt, But nah, man, shout out to them, bro.
Yeah, cool card.
Yeah, okay. decent little card, man. And
wait, didn't Ortega just say, didn't he just pull out of one of his fights?
Yeah,
he got
did.
sick.
Yeah, no. I know why he got sick.
He said he was going
through
it.
I know why he got. No. I know why he got sick. You know what I'm saying? So not only did he not make the weight, right? He was gonna have to give up a good little 40 bag. You know what I'm saying? To Diego. Then he said he was gonna give 100,000. Nigga, my stomach be hurting too, nigga. I'm like, ooh, yeah, nigga, I ain't gonna be able to make it to the fight, dog. So, at the end of the day, man, that's how we eat. So, if you ain't able to secure that bag, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, if you finna be fighting for your goddamn life in the UFC, bro, you might want to just sit that one out.
I think he was really sick, but when you walk into a situation that you weren't supposed to be in the first place, I think once you feel a little bad, you like, man, fuck it. Like, he wasn't even supposed to fight that week anyway. Like, why am I finna walk into a headache for no good reason?
He said walk into
like, for real. Him, like, that whole situation is probably the craziest thing I've ever seen in MMA. Like, how we got from there to there, and then neither one of them
never came into fruition. That shit crazy.
All right, what's next for Rose though? Does she go back to Weili for what is that, a trilogy?
Nah, I don't. Be honest with you, I mean, she still got some steps to go. I ain't gonna. No. Not even trying to be funny.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, I honestly believe that was her first consecutive win since 2021.
You're right.
Something crazy like that, which is, like I said, like when she's on the best fighter in the world. Like, I don't. But She had a good fight against Mano Farrow. I might have pronounced that name incorrectly, but that girl is a really good big striker. I don't know if it's Roseman going back and forth between weight classes or whatever. Like, I don't know, the women's weight classes. It seems like they're all just kind of.
Yeah, you see, Zhang gave Alex Grasso a little shout out like, I want to fight you. So they just be jumping up
fight
the weight.
wherever. It just kind of seems. I lose track of it all the time, but I don't know. To be quite honest, in female MMA, it's pretty easy to fight for a belt. You don't really need that many fights, so maybe a title eliminator or something. And
probably. But who next? Shit, I can't even tell you. Man. I don't know how these rosters is, bro.
They had Sean O'Malley as the best MMA fighter. I think he won the ESPY for that. What are your thoughts and opinions?
Man, Sugar Sean, man, look here, bro. I'm gonna tell you this right now, bro. That nigga's not fighter of the year. How many times did he fight this year?
I don't know.
Exactly, nigga. So, nigga, it's definitely Alex Pereira, man.
What's the official award? Is it best fighter or fighter of the year?
Fighter of the year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, fighter of the year. And first
But
off,
either way, I would give
who was all on there in the first place? It was Sugar Sean, Alex Pereira. Let's look it up.
Look up the list for us, please.
I got you. 4 nominees: Sean O'Malley, Weili Zhang, Alex Pereira, Islam Makhachev. Obviously, Sean O'Malley won that.
Yeah, we heard that.
No.
Obviously.
What's wrong with you, man?
But I ain't gonna lie to you, like, you know what I'm saying? Those are all great picks, you know what I'm saying, to definitely fight for it. But I'm definitely giving the Alex Pereira, man. That's definitely the fight of the year, bro. With all the activity that he's been doing and shit, who he's been fighting and who he's been beating, it's just like, you know, that story right there, bro. Just it ain't never gonna be redone. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Alex Pereira definitely the fighter of the year, bro. He definitely got the UFC on his back right now. If that motherfucker spoke English right now, he'd be bigger than Conor McGregor. I'll put that on my mom. I don't care what nobody says.
No, you right about that for sure. Just the fact that you, like I said, walking into a headache essentially multiple times, short notice, and getting the finishes and the people that he is up and down weight classes, all this and that. I don't think you could put anybody in that besides Alex Pereira. You know, Islam a close second. I don't see what O'Malley has done to solidify that this year. Did he fight more than one time?
No, I don't think so, man. I think it was on Cheeto.
Yeah, he beat Cheeto Vera, which was a great performance.
Yeah, because obviously when he beat Aljamain, he sat out for a little minute.
Yep.
Right. Which is, you know, guaranteed that any motherfucker that get their belt, they gonna sit down for a guaranteed year, calendar year. You know what I'm saying? Get their little sponsor, get their little endorsement checks, you know, and then they gonna get right back into clocking back in. So yet again, Alex Pereira then took on how many fights, bro? 2, 3, you know what I'm saying? World championship fights, bro, defending his shit, and then trying to say he trying to come back in December and run it back again.
Yeah.
This dude different, bro.
Been on fire. I think it's, you know, but is it like the fans vote on it or something?
Nah, you know the fans don't vote on that shit, nigga.
Yeah, it's all politics, probably.
Yeah.
I think you
said, know Dana put a bag on Sean, nigga.
I think you said if it wasn't Sean, you said it would be Islam, right?
If it wasn't Pereira, then Islam for sure. You just beat the number 1 pound for pound guy, and then you submit Dustin Poirier. Like, you know, I think that's way bigger than, you know, just beating Cheeto Vera for 5 rounds, in my humble opinion. You know?
I don't know when their timeline starts too, because it could start. You know how like the Grammys do it, like a certain timeline. Because if they did go back to like August of 2023, that's when he fought Aljo. So.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but then that's just it though. Knocking out, so to beat Volkanovski, to knock out Volkanovski, then to beat Dustin Poirier, I still think that's bigger. You beat the number 1 pound for pound guy, and then you got Pereira going up and down weight classes, taking fights on the drop of a dime, and knocking out Jamal Hill, who's a former champion, then knocking out Yuri Prochazka, who's a former champion. That's, to me, that's way bigger. Like, just way the
and we can't go off of clout or videos, because nigga Alex Pereira don't speak no English and his content be banging, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather watch, you know what I'm saying, Pereira videos than I watch motherfucking Sean Sugar. That shit crazy. And I ain't gonna lie, man, Marab going crazy with his content, bro. Like, that boy team and whatever little script they be putting in and little skits, you know what I'm saying, him training with training with Sean Sugar, make sure that he training and not smoking and doing all that other bullshit. Bro, like, he's setting himself up in position, like I said, to really be selling the fight as it should be sold, you know. Yet again, I feel like there's a realm in this fight game that a lot of guys ain't touching into, and that I feel like if you're able to put yourself in a different position, in a different niche, bro, it's that content, bro. You know what I mean? We got to be out there like motherfucking Jake Paul and motherfucking Logan Paul, man, and make these videos, man, for the gram, you know, get people tuned in, you hear me?
Big facts. Did you see that leak, Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria at the Sphere?
Did I see the leak?
Yeah, there was a leak that's the fight.
You talking about that?
Is it like in the back when Dana White's doing like the, you know, the shit and the shows like the future?
Apparently a French broadcast, they were just talking about it, and apparently they leaked it. I don't know how true that is.
So it's supposed to be Sean and
no, it's Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria.
That don't make no sense.
That's what they said.
That don't make no sense.
It makes sense for sure.
Was it because of Spain? Topuria.
No,
Yeah, he's not even Mexican, bro.
No, I
He
don't.
was from Spain, but
Oh, you mean because they're doing the
No, that's what I'm
Hispanics
saying,
like
but he's not even.
but he not from
It's supposed to be the spear's supposed to be a love letter to
Mexico.
Mexican
Yeah,
people.
Mexico. Yeah.
He gonna throw Topuria up there. He might headline that.
But my question is, like, if you just do that's a really big venue. If you just do like a Mexican themed card, like, can you sell that? Like,
They just sold it before when they first
No,
not the spear,
Max
but
Holloway versus Topuria. You can sell that.
No, I'm not, no. Of course, obviously, Max is one of the biggest stars in the sport, and Topuria is a rising star, beating Volkanovski in the fashion he did. What I'm saying is, like, what is the two Mexican fighters that you put on?
that's why. Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, you can't
yeah,
just do like let me just find two random Mexican dudes to fight at this thing. Like, you got to put the stars there. And I think
well,
those are two type of fighters that
you right.
embody the spirit of the Mexican fighters.
You right,
you know?
you
Like,
right. And I'm trying to think of the Mexican fighter right now that you could. But damn, he ain't really
Justin
making
Gaethje.
Justin
He's Mexican. For real.
Diaz.
He
He is. But Diaz, right? They tried to talk about him coming back. You know.
But anyway, if that does happen, that's a fantastic.
What you laughing about?
No, I'm just saying if it does happen, that would be a fantastic fight.
Diaz ain't Mexican.
He Mexican.
Nobody
What
wants
is
to
that?
see
Yeah,
Diaz,
nigga.
bro.
What you mean
It's
nobody wants
over,
to see
bro. Wrap it up.
Diaz at the Spirit be go crazy, nigga.
No, it would sell,
No,
but
bro.
it would sell. But wouldn't you rather see Max Holloway and Ilia Topuria?
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Hey, no. I have a better question. Did you watch him box Masvidal?
No, I ain't watch that
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah. You don't care.
You know I got to keep the conversation going for the people, man.
I'm just asking. Like, I forgot it happened.
Be honest, I can't even say if it was trash or not because yet again, but I ain't seen no highlights on that shit. Boy, they ain't run it. But regardless, though, yeah, what? No. Let's talk about that. Like, no. So, because America ain't the joint no more when it comes to like the champions. Who running it right now? Like, is it Brazil? Is it the Mexicans? Like, nigga, who really got like the title? Oh, the UK.
Are you talking about boxing or MMA?
MMA, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the UFC. I'm talking about the UFC. Like who got the most?
UK low key got it, bro.
You know how the Olympics be like.
You said
who
UK?
won the most medals?
What?
Right?
Aspinall. They got
Okay,
Patty
but
out
That's
there.
the interim,
Yeah,
though.
he
nigga.
is the
That's the interim, though.
I'm not
nigga.
saying champions. I'm just saying who's popping right now.
Nah,
Patty.
we ain't talking about popping. We ain't talking
okay.
about popping. We talking about belt. So like who got the most belts right now? Like for you know what I'm saying for the nations. You
Probably
know?
Russia, bro. To be honest.
Nigga, Islam the only
Yeah,
nigga.
I'm like, all right, I gotta look this up. I think it's America.
Because I'm
right
thinking
now.
it's Brazil.
Nah, I think it's America right now.
This shit going slower than a bitch.
It's
bro.
only Sean O'Malley and John Jones. Them the only two American champs that I can think of.
Isn't O'Malley? Didn't he say he's like part Mexican?
What?
I'm just saying, going to the
but
Mexican
he's still
thing.
American.
Yeah,
he
he's
could be a
still-
Mexican American. Justin Gaethje not from Mexico. He's from
Uh,
Arizona. Like, what are you talking about? Let me look up
Close
UFC
enough.
champions.
nah, that is yeah, bro. Because these belts scattered around. I would get that.
So Leon.
Leon is UK.
Oh,
Leon is UK.
Yeah. Okay, that's one UK guy.
Yeah.
He's the first.
Aspinall.
He's the Aspinall's a interim.
Okay.
So John is technically. So John Jones
John Jones is the
is
the
American.
champ. Yes.
Saying UK is
Brazil, right?
Who's
and Pantoja.
You got but you got.
So that's two,
Pe-
right there, 125 and 205.
Yeah. Okay.
So
so we got.
South African, the real African brother.
So we got two for Africa. I mean,
No. We got two for Brazil.
No, two for Brazil. Excuse
That's a
me.
continent.
Two for Brazil.
That isn't.
Okay, but we just lump. Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
So we're saying Europeans then?
no.
Because Europeans, if
Yeah.
we're going Europeans, then
Okay.
Topuria.
Yeah.
You right. But let's go with country. You right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you right. All right. So we're gonna go country, right? You know what I'm saying? So we got the two Americans and we got two Brazil. I think that's it then, for real. Other than that, so no, but I'm talking about like
You talking
multiple
about you talking about male champions, right?
male champions. Well, shit, we can talk about female champions too.
Okay,
then.
we got Rocky Pennington. Raquel
That's
Pennington.
American.
She American.
You right? Okay, so that's three Americans champs.
What's Grasso?
She's Mexican.
She Mexican.
Oh,
So
she's
that's
Mexico.
so that is that two for Mexico or just one?
Grasso, what is she? She's two, so she's pound for pound.
Why
right
wouldn't
now.
she do the spear for a main event?
That's a great question.
You said main event?
Main event is a little crazy, but
No, maybe she could.
She, I mean, shit,
Her
she
and
champ.
but her and Valentina got that's the line with the Ultimate Fighter. They're doing Ultimate Fighter.
Ah, got you.
So yeah, just give me all the UFC champions. Just run through them.
Pennington,
Okay.
American,
Grasso,
Mexican,
Whaley,
Okay, China.
Why you say it like that? What you say, Edrick?
I say, okay, China.
All right,
That's how I
John
talk right
Jones.
now. Okay, American.
2.
Pereira.
What is trouble?
Pereira.
Brazilian, yeah.
Duplessis.
South Africa.
Edwards.
England.
Makachev.
Dagestan, Russia.
Pantoja.
Brazil.
O'Malley, and then
America.
Topuria.
Yeah, America. We got it.
America.
We
By
got
one.
it.
We got it
Yeah,
by one.
We got
Brought
it.
it with the female. Yeah. But ain't that crazy just to think about, like, you know, just how, like I said, just how difficult it is now, you know what I mean, just become a world champion, and all the places where, you know, now that the UFC has really touched the globe, you know what I mean, of introducing different people from different places around the world. Because at first, I mean, when you first used to look at it, it was all American champs, or when Brazil really had its high streak.
Took over in like the 2010
you know,
kind of time.
But now it's just so deep now, full of just different athletes and different people from around the globe. It's just like, you know, bro, motherfucker trying to get to that belt is a whole different type of problem now. So, like, I just like the growth of the UFC when it comes to that, for real.
Oh,
man.
it's a much bigger sport, especially when I first started watching it. Yeah, it was like American wrestler. You had, you know, Matt Hughes and those type of guys kind of running it, you know. The Frankie Edgars of the world, the Gray Maynards, just all those people, you know, Josh Koscheck, John Fitch, like these are like the mainstays. And then Brazilian Wave, and then now it's just open for anybody. I don't feel like there's one style that's like more dominant than the other. It's just
No, because everybody learning, man. Everybody trying to grow. Everybody trying to progress, no matter where they from.
So if you're from the U.S., is it easier to make it to the UFC?
I don't know, man. That's a great question, but
yes and no. No, the major advantage that you have, you're from the U.S., you speak English, and that's probably the primary market of MMA fans for the UFC. It's an American company. You know, it's like hubbed in Vegas. But at the same point in time, just look at Conor McGregor. When you bring that type of fan base over,
that's what they're looking for.
Or a Tom Aspinall, or Paddy Pimblett. Like, Paddy was, they were trying to sign Paddy to the UFC before he was ready. He didn't want to sign because he felt like his skills went up to the level of his ability to sell a fight. So if you think about it from that context, it's just how you play the game. But, like, I think that if you're like in a country where you don't speak English, it could be a lot more difficult for you to be a draw. Like, there are guys like Renan Barão who are like world champions, you know, they just weren't marketable. So like he was like on this crazy fight win streak, but like I don't think majority of, you know, like like if you're a hardcore, yeah, you remember Renan Barão, but he's kind of forgotten about, you know.
Yeah, unfortunate, because that boy was a badass. I ain't gonna stunt. But no, just like you saying, like if you just don't reach that main audience that pays those dollars, which is the, you know, our domestic, you know what I'm saying, Americans, then, you know, obviously it's hard for the UFC to kind of reach out and try to want to sign these type of guys. But regardless though, like if you're from somewhere, you know, India, or you from, you know, Singapore, you from, you know, Myanmar, like different places, the UFC does like that, but you got to be able to speak English for them to want to be able to bring you in, because the more people they have to be able to touch different markets is what is going to grow the sport even big, you know, or bigger. And, you know, yet again, the UFC is trying to match up to soccer, you know, and when it comes to the international, you know, sporting game. So with that being said, it's just like, is it easier? Probably, you know what I mean, because of that whole dynamic of what you can do here in the States. But at the end of the day, if you're one of those guys that are really putting in work, you know, whatever place that you is in the world, you can really kind of put on for your nation and put on from where you come from. And if you get any type of attention from the UFC, you definitely gonna get signed.
But this is the thing too that we kind of skipped over. There's so many fight cards today. I don't think it really matters where you are. But if you want to be like a star, yeah, if you speak English, but they'll sign. I won't say anybody, but like there are a lot of opportunities because there's like 3 cards a month now. You know, like you can't just sign from any particular region. When it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Right.
They do shows in Brazil. They do shows in China. They do, you know what I'm saying? Like, and
then what Dana say, bro? He trying to touch every part of the globe. So like, you know, eventually,
they're setting it up. You know, like I thought they would have did an Africa card or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure those things will happen.
Yeah. I mean, it's just only natural too, right? Because yet again, right, you talking about all places around the world where, you know, you can get any type of money from. That's what they're going to try to do. So, but they got to find that person, or they got to, Duplessis is working his way up to, you know, becoming that and being that. Obviously, he has to retain his belt against Adesanya. But definitely if Duplessis is able to retain that belt, you know, they definitely going to make a fight card in South Africa, you know. So, unfortunately, man, we got some terrible news, man, yesterday, bro, that, the whole world has been able to see and been able to watch in live in real time, man. They tried to get Donald Trump up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? They aimed at the man. They try to get my man assassinated and try to put him in a position where my man was gonna get left in the box. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? To go out and try to make these certain situations occur in order for people to try to back their ideas. So I really feel like the situation that we got going on right now is unfortunate. But I pray that everything is gonna be good. You know what I'm saying, in America.
For sure. Just extremists in general, regardless of what side of the line you are, blue or red, left or right, just not good for anybody. And I just feel like these moments just show you how valuable life can be. And at any moment, anything can happen. And, I hope people just take a step back and breathe and realize the world will be okay regardless of whatever candidate. There's no need to try to assassinate anybody. But it's just kind of nuts that could happen. I don't think any time in my lifetime I remember anything similar to a former president almost being assassinated.
Right.
So.
And in this time of age, obviously, man, we learned about it, in history class with JFK, and seeing, Lincoln get shot up, but like you said, to live with it and being able to watch it. Like I said, man, I was outside, working out, man. I was at Forest Park, and obviously I had just took a break, but got to see it on my phone, and I'm like, oh man, I can't, I literally thought it was fake at first, you know what I mean? But, before, me making any comments, man, I definitely had to dive in and try to see like what's really going on, because I just couldn't believe my eyes and what I was seeing. But, besides just the shooter being killed, somebody actually did lose their life, and that's when I really like the realness set in. Like, okay, man, this is a messed up situation that has occurred, in America, and I feel like unfortunately, like this type of energy that's being put out there, it's only gonna get a lot worse before it get better. So I feel like it's really some time for people to kind of just like sit back in the house and really like trying to figure out some things that they really want to. I don't know, like when it comes to these political goals and political views, like really sit back and wonder like what's going on in your life, you know what I'm saying, to really make you make these decisions on who you want to vote for as president, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, bro, how you live your life, man, is how you live your life. It doesn't matter who you vote for necessarily, because at the end of the day, it's about what you capture on in your household and in your community, man, to try to make a change. But I feel like there's a lot of, dark times that's coming because of this type of situation. And, like I said, man, I'm just going to keep praying, man, and just hope that, people don't take this as a excuse, man, to kind of turn up, you know what I mean, and make things worse, in this type of time.
Yeah, I don't want things to escalate. That's what you're saying, for sure. And, we spoke about it before. The president plays a role, obviously, in how the country's ran, but the biggest thing is the YOU. You're the biggest reason why you're going to succeed or fail. It's not going to be the president. So, there's no need to do something so extreme on either side. You got to take care of the controllables. And
that's it, man, because everything that happens, bro, I tell people all the time, it's just like that shit going to happen regardless. People feel like the person that they vote for is going to change the indication of their life. But at the end of the day, you the ones that put together a plan that puts your life to where it needs to be, So yeah, whether voting for Donald or whether voting for Biden is big on your choices. I feel like a lot of people gotta just understand that it's the habits and it's the community work that you put into where you come from. These how we make changes, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like those small changes that you put into your own community and then into your own life can make bigger changes throughout, you know what I'm saying, the world. Yet again, this is an unfortunate situation, you know what I'm saying, that occurred yesterday. But I feel like, a lot of us, like I said, can just learn, that anything can happen on any given day. But the choices that we make and the choices that we have are all dictated on what we do, today.
Agree.
Yeah.
Lately in the headlines, Ryan Garcia has been spazzing, acting a fool.
Yeah.
Just your take on what's going on.
Man, Ryan, I don't know what to say, because I would say, this boy needs some help. You know what I mean? Man needs some therapy or needs some medication that he need to be taking. But, you know, regardless of what your mental health issue is, you know, I really feel like, you know, the things that he said is, you know, I don't know, I just can't rock with, bro, because it was kind of unnecessary for him to bring up a certain situation, man, about George Floyd, man, and dig my man body up, and like it was just out of nowhere, you know. Even if you're trying to chase clout or you're just trying to be funny or whatever, it just kind of came out of nowhere, you know what I mean?
Too,
yeah, the tweets, you know what I mean? So he was like, he joining up with the KKK and all this other shit. So with that being said, man, I'm just gonna believe him, man. I'm a rock with what he's saying and just believe that, you know what I'm saying, my man is a nigga slayer out here, bro. He did Devin Haney dirty and shit, you know what I'm saying? So he had put on the hood, nigga, for Devin Haney, man, when he fought him. So I really feel like, you know, whatever's going on with Ryan Garcia, man, just keep him on that side.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is what happens, unfortunately, so like all the stuff that happened with the Devin Haney fight, people were applauding it and cheering it on when he won and goes, oh, he was trolling and oh, he was doing this the whole time. I think two things can be true.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can be a lunatic and psychopath and troll and also be a talented boxer. So what I'm saying is I do think there's things wrong with Ryan Garcia's mental, but that's still how you feel, though. Mental health is an excuse for you to say the things that he said, you know. And when people feed into it and watch it, you see what can you get away with, right? He did all this stuff. You just toting the line. He's like, oh, they're clapping. Okay, let me see what else I can do.
Yeah.
And people still applauding. Oh, I took steroids. People still think it's funny. Okay, let me see what else I can get away with.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the things he found out. Whoop, I went just a little too far.
Yeah.
You know, he got suspended from what
the WBC, the World Boxing Council, and obviously, man, that's where he makes his money. That's how he gets his checks.
Then he apologized.
He was quick to be like, all right, man, my bad. I got a couple black friends out here, man. Yeah. But no. But just like, yeah, back on Ryan Garcia, it's just like you said, bro. Like a lot of people are allowing him to, you know, like push that needle, and once that balloon popped, right, you know, it was immediate where he was like, okay, man, maybe I did go too far this time. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, you can say whatever you want to, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, like, we got our podcast here, you know. We got the freedom to do that here where we are, but everything comes with a consequence at the end of the day, you know, and you got to live by those consequences. So, you know, at the end of the day, stand on what you said, nigga.
100%, yeah.
Stand on what you said, man, and if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. And I believe that, you know, regardless of who want to continue to support him or not support him, they got that choice as well.
For sure. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. You spoke about something that I really appreciate. People misconstrue freedom of choice with freedom of with no impact or consequence, right? I'm free to do whatever I want to. I can do whatever I want. Consequences apply, positive and negative. And I think oftentimes what people forget with freedom, you have the freedom to do things that are great, and you have the freedom to do things that are nonsensical and extremely stupid, right?
Right.
And I think Ryan Garcia realized you did something stupid. If you feel that way, I don't say that's cool, but that's your prerogative. You're one guy, who cares? There's a lot of idiots, a lot of bigoted people on the planet. But to say that and mess up your bag, that's just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care that Ryan Garcia doesn't like black people or hates Muslims or whatever it is. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
You're a boxer. You're an entertainer. Entertain. I would never ask his thoughts on politics or worldviews. That's not his realm of competence. So I don't even care about that. But you show me that you're an idiot because you're willing to ruin your actual profession, something that you did since you were a little kid,
mm-hmm.
and you wanted to ruin it so you could play a character in a role or whatever situation that may be. So, you know, he just really fumbled the bag for himself. You're already suspended for cheating.
But dude got good lawsuits he got to pay for, boy.
Yeah.
No, just all that. But like you said, like, put himself in the situation where he didn't have to be, period, right? He dug this hole himself.
You
know?
could have set that off
so
camera.
now you just gonna have to chill out, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to chill in that little hole, you know what I'm saying, that they had set up for Donald Trump, but yeah, they couldn't get my man.